After a murder, family members have to pick up the pieces of their lives.
They sure do, but who cleans up the crime scene? The I-Team's Brendan Keefe discovered sometimes the survivors could pay dearly after making that decision. Brendan.
Imagine walking past a pool of blood where your sister was just murdered hours earlier and facing a contractor holding a pen and papers for you to sign. What happened to one Mariemont family on the worst day of their lives would come with a $57,000 price tag. The SWAT team surrounds a Mariemont home. The owner shot dead by her estranged husband, who tried to kill himself but missed the mark. While the killer lived to see the inside of a prison cell, what would the family do about the inside of the home?
Imagine the emotional state that myself, my aunt, my uncle were in right after something like that. A contract was put in front of our face.
Eric Stegmeyer's aunt signed a contract with Aftermath, a nationwide crime scene cleanup company. A three-person crew similar to this one spent a week cleaning the Mariemont home before the company sent a bill to the family. The total? $56,909.24. Was anything even close to $57,000 ever mentioned?
No, there was no estimate given. In fact, they had us sign some documents waiving right for estimate and waiving the right for a 3-day period to let us think about it.
That's essentially what the Ohio Attorney General accused Aftermath of doing before the Mariemont murder. Citing numerous violations, the Attorney General required the company to pay $10,000, and Aftermath agreed to start providing the consumer with a choice of estimate. Less than 4 months after signing this agreement, Aftermath was called to the Mariemont murder scene.
We're not going to do an estimate here. We need to get to work right away. Just initial it for us. And
did they ever offer an estimate? Did they give you a choice?
No, they did not offer an estimate.
The insurance company refused to pay the nearly $57,000, claiming Aftermath billed an exorbitant amount of money for a job other contractors would have done for a fraction of the price. So Aftermath filed a property lien against the home of the murder victim.
Well, it's definitely a bully move.
Within weeks of this murder, your company is threatening to put a lien on the dead woman's house if her sister doesn't pay up.
We're notifying them that our time is running out to protect ourselves.
Aftermath co-founder and vice president Tim Reifsteck defended his use of property liens, adding that if they didn't file within 60 days, they would give up the right to collect their fees from the sale of the home. The company stopped placing liens on victims' homes soon after this case.
It's not the right thing to do. And even though we were trying to protect our interest, and we spend a lot of money at these jobs, especially large jobs, it's not the right thing to do.
One of them alleged they, probably should have burned it down and been cheaper.
The Better Business Bureau in Chicago, where Aftermath is headquartered, has given the company a C- rating. 9 of the 13 complaints over the last 3 years were for not giving an estimate, while assuring customers the costs would be covered by insurance.
One of them was recommended by a chaplain, a police chaplain, so they felt comfortable in dealing with an organization that is referred to by somebody in authority.
I did not call Aftermath. My aunt did not call Aftermath.
The police did.
Yes.
That's right. A Mariemont police officer made the call and stood by the family as they looked over the contract. The officer wrote the Aftermath technician said not to worry about the cost. It would be taken care of by insurance.
When you have a police officer standing there and a representative of the company standing there saying that they've done this lots of times and it's always covered, policeman says, yes, this is going to be covered, you trust them. You have to.
When it wasn't covered and the company came after the dead woman's family for payment, the police chief issued this memo to all of his officers. Effective immediately, the Mariemont Police Department will no longer provide contact information for Aftermath in cases in need of crime scene cleanup. He's not saying don't recommend any company. He's saying don't recommend Aftermath. What is your response to something like that from a police chief?
We failed. We failed. There's no other way to respond to this, except we failed as a company.